Hello, one and all, and welcome to a evolving version of the Brewing Labs. Now, for the record, this deck is not of my creation. Kind of, I did a few tweets to it, but the general premise of this deck has been talked around. A lot of content creators had pretty much discovered this. And basically, the main card, as the title of the deck is said, is brewed around Vadrok, Apex of Thunder. Cue that Thunder song that you pretty much are probably having that Thunder, na 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 na. Anyway, sidetrack there. Anyway, it's a 3/3 flying first strike that's pretty much Jeskai colors, but honestly, we're just only going to do it for its mutate cost, which is 1 hybrid of blue or white and 2 red, and as it has, whenever this creature mutates, you may cast a target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Now, our primary purpose with this deck is to get a creature down and to start mutating as long as one specific card is in our graveyard, which in this case, it's Open the Omen Paths. Now, this is a card that came from Kaldheim, and I did remember when this card got initially revealed, I kind of was saying, oh hey, it combos with Vadrok, but I didn't really put much thought into it. It's kind of one of those scenes with the card review season when you get a bunch of new cards come out. It's kind of like, you know that one, I can't remember if it was a Simpsons joke or if whatever TV joke it came from, but remember the scene where one of them was like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Well, when the new spoiler season happens, sometimes you're like, ooh, new card. Ooh, new card. You know, kind of like that, so you don't think fully on some of the cards. And what people kind of discovered is, due to the fact of how Mutate works, technically Mutate is casting a creature spell. So you do actually get, when you cast Open the Omen Paths from your graveyard with the Vadrok Mutate ability, you essentially have more mana to mutate. So in theory, you can mutate over and over and over and over again. The other secondary card that's in the deck is that also combos well with the Vadrok Mutate is Seed the Truth. It also combos well with Showdown of the Scalds, but basically one in the blue, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. If this spell was cast from anywhere other than your hand, put each of those cards into your hand instead. So technically this could be draw 3 cards if you either cast it from Showdown of Skulls or with Vadrok's Mutate ability. So, and then the rest of the deck is pretty much just Mutate shenanigans. I did throw the Omen of the Sea as well as Showdown of Skulls as a sidetrack one because one thing that people forget with Open the Omen Paths, you can also spend the mana you generate from it to cast any enchantment spells as well. So, like, if we need to restock our deck a little bit, like we were fizzing out on the combo, we could either cast with the mana we get from Open the Omen Paths and Omen of the Sea, or a Showdown of the Scalds, and then just draw up and then hopefully get through the rest of the combo. So, how are we trying to win with this combo of infinite casting mutate triggers? Well, we throw in a lot of cards that help us loot when we mutate, such as, for example, Polylag Symbiote, aka Baby Godzilla. Whenever we cast a mutate spell, essentially draw a card, then discard a card. We also have card draw spells, just as Dreamtame Heron, anytime we mutate, draw a card, as well as Cloud Piercer, anytime we mutate. We may discard a card, if we do, draw a card. This is very nifty, as well as the Symbiote, to help pretty much fuel our graveyard with the spells that we're playing to cast with the mutate ability. So, we're going to try to mutate a lot, and one of the mutates we do want to get off is with Cub Warden. Essentially, when we mutate on Cub Warden, we make little cat tokens. We make a bunch of cat tokens, essentially, with a bunch of infinite mutate triggers we do. And the primary win condition is once we have a bunch of tokens, wide board presence, we cast for free, thanks to the mana we generate from Open the Omen Paths, a Doomscar Titan, which when this enters the battlefield, creatures control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn, and pretty much give every creature a +1 boost and swing in. Also, one of the weird decks where actually the secondary choice on this is actually not bad, because once you have a wide enough board presence and you just mutate one last time, let's say, you could just, if you don't need the mana, you could just activate that ability, buff, and then just swing in with a buffed army and such. And that is the primary deck. As for the land... Oh, wait. People might be wondering why I put 1 Search for Glory in the deck. And this is mostly just a way to be cheeky to... One of the benefits, if you actually have multiple Vadroks on your mutate, the mutate trigger triggers multiple times. So we have Search for Glory as a free spell we could cast with Vadrok if it's in the graveyard to help us tutor for another Vadrok. Which then we mutate that Vadrok onto that, and then we can cast more open the open path, see the truth, maybe even another search for glory to get another Vadrok. That's pretty much the basic premise. As for the land-based, we have 2 snow-covered plains, 2 snow-covered islands, 1 snow-covered mountain, pretty much all the pathways to Jeskai colors, and then we have 2 Temple of Enlightenments, 3 Temple of Epiphany, and 2 Temple of Triumph. And that is the deck. So, we're going to take it a little bit on ladder and just have some fun. Let's do some mutate shenanigans, shall we? That we shall. Okay, our first opponent is Kepherd, apparently. Okie dokie. I'm gonna make sure my mic is good. There we go. And we do start off with a pretty decent hand here. We got a Temple, we got Baby Godzilla, we could play this on the blue here, get the Baby Godzilla out. We could even see the truth here if we want to try to tutor for our Vadrok, essentially, potentially. But Baby Godzilla is nice here because once we have this, we could just mutate and draw into it and start a mutate chain. Really depends on what our colors our opponent's playing here, so we gotta see. Looks like mono green. As long as we don't see any black, that's a good sign, because usually these type of decks don't have the best removal, which could be good for us. But if it's green-black, we gotta be cautious. Oh, yeah. Kinda jinxed myself there. In that case, I'm going to do a See the Truth here. Omen the Sea's not bad here. Yeah, I think I take that. Okay, our opponent got... Ooh, okay. Now I think the thing here is we play this land. We'll play it on the plains portion. We could play the Symbiote here. Yeah, I think I like that. We'll play it here. If we can mutate next turn, nice. But the problem is they might have a Heartless Act, so at the very least we can fish out a Heartless Act.
Let's go, Pups.
Our opponent's thinking. There we go. There's the Heartless Act. That is one con with this combo deck, is that it is very, very prone to very popular removal in the format, so you gotta keep that in mind. Nevertheless, here we're just gonna Omen the Seas again. Well, there's another Baby Godzilla. We'll take that. We'll play this Temple of Epiphany. Then I think I'm gonna play this on the Needle Forge. And we got a few choices here. As weird as this is going to sound, I think I'm actually going to play Showdown the Skulls here. The one thing I like about this, it allows us to extend our hand to try to get more combo pieces, more or less. And it looks like our opponent's going through the case of the Mana of the Le Flood. Or not the Mana Flood, Mana Starve. But yeah, here... what I might just do is play the Snow-Covered Plains and play the Cub Warden. If we draw into an open paths, I might... Well, let's do the math here. We'll play the Plains. If we play a Symbiote here and do the Mutate, we can do that. Buff it up. Then I'm going to attempt to do the Mutate on here, which puts a counter on our friend. I'll discard the Riverside Pathway here. And I guess we'll just get our Mutate wagon going. Buff this again. This time, I think we can take out one of the Dream Terrans. And honestly, because next turn what we could do is just Vadrok Mutate here. Oh, it's Absent. Okay. As I was saying, we could just Absent Mutate. We could Well, I said mutate. We could just Vadrok Apex of Thunder here, cast the Sea from the Truth, which I think that's the plan. So we're just going to do that. Put a counter on this. And we'll discard a Cloud Piercer here. Put it under. Then we can cast a free spell, which in this case is going to be See the Truth, which we're just going to use that to draw a few bit of cards. Not the cards we want, per se, but not bad. In this case, I'm just going to mutate this, make it bigger. We'll discard this. Put it under. And here, what I'm going to do is just do the last mutate that we have mana for. There's that Omen Path. So yeah, now we can go off with the combo here. Okay. Hey, we actually was able to get the combo off the first match. So, here's how the combo works. We play Open the Open Path. We cast Open the Open Path. We do that. We target this. We put red, white in the mana pool. Main reason why is because we can then cast this. Trigger this again. Put a counter on this. And that's also another reason why I put Showdown the Skalds in this deck design. Mostly because it can do some silly shenanigans. So we can cast now 2 free spells, which in this case I'm going to do Open the Omen Pass as well as Search for Glory, as stated before. We can go use that to get our second, or our last Vadrok in our deck. Cast this. Put a counter on this. Red, white. Then we can mutate again. We'll discard a See from the Truth here. Put it under. We'll cast an Open the Omen Paths. We'll cast a See the Truth. We'll cast a... I guess we could just get the other Showdown the Skalds. We'll do that. Put a counter on this. Get... Or actually we could just get a land. Yeah, let's just get a land here. Cast See the Truth. Put a counter on this. Cast this. We're just going to do this. Red, white. And then we actually have enough mana to just cast a Doomscar Titan here. Put another counter on this. And we swing in with everything. As you can see, if you cannot get interrupted with the combo, it can be a little bit silly. That's literally 20... That's a lot of damage, I believe, as the saying goes. So, yeah. Oh man, this deck is silly. Anyway, let's play a few more rounds of this. Okay, we got our Symbiote. We got an Omen. I think we keep this. We can play Temple first, see what we scry into. Ooh, there's Vadrok. So we got our first part. We got our 2 parts of the combo. Dream 10 Heron is nice, so I think I'm going to keep that on top. Black and red. This could be discard. We might be in trouble. Great. A Valky. What does our opponent steal from us with Valky in this case? It'd be interesting to see what they want to steal here. They could steal the Symbiote. If they know this deck, combo deck, they probably will take the Vadrok, but we'll see. Yeah, they know what the combo is. And that's one con, I would say, if you want to alter the deck, you might make a few cuts, maybe cut some Open the Seas to throw in some Fire Prophecies. That was an original iteration of the deck. Because, yeah, if you get hand disrupted like this, it gets a little bit awkward. Sure. I think I'll get the Lava Glide pathway here. Now our opponent's probably going to turn into Vadrok. Probably? So, yeah, they have a free that they can swing in. I would be surprised if they had any Mutate. I highly doubt it, but you never know. But yeah, the one con of all combo decks, hand disruption. A second Valky. Really? Okay, so they wanted to get out the card draw. Makes sense. They're going all taking out our hand disruption, eh? I think I'll take out the one baby Godzilla here. I'm actually pretty grateful we win against this matchup because this does show one of the weaknesses to this deck, which is really good hand disruption. Because, yeah, you kind of want to try to go off of your combo, and if you can't, well, it gets a little bit awkward. So this time, I'm going to play Showdown and Scalds here because that allows us to get some more draw, more or less. A little bit awkward, but not the end of the world. I mean, if our opponent wants to trade, sure. I don't think they're going to trade, personally. Now, the question is, are they going to just change the Heron and just get its life here, essentially, or swing us at 6? No, they're Grim Tutoring. What are they Grim Tutoring for? Maybe a removal spell? Probably a removal spell. Well, let's see what we draw here. Omen Sea's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Okay, so we're going to play this on that. We're going to first cast Omen. Put a counter, or at least attempt to put a counter, presuming they didn't draw into removal. They did not. Okay. That works in our favor. Okay, that also works in our favor. So yeah, we are going to draw that. Red, white. And honestly, we're just going to mutate this. Make it bigger. Now, one problem with this deck also that is if our opponent is playing any Soul Shears, that could be a little bit problematic for the deck. And yet again, Soul Shear is a very popular card, so let's just say I would not be surprised. Also, another card you could put in this deck if you need hand disruption is maybe Omen of the Flame, the one that's a shock essentially, but it's Omen because you can cast that free with Open the Omen Path as well if you need to do like temporary removal. So that's another card to consider. We're definitely going to talk about that in the wrap up, but let's see if we can win this match. We're not totally lost yet. It is a bit spooky, let's just say. Our opponent just swings in. Question is, are they going to change into a Heron? No, they just hold them. There's Crota. Great. There goes our Heron. Really, the best pull we could get here is... That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, we're going to mutate. Put a counter on this again. And just hope our opponent doesn't have the Soul Shear. And honestly, swinging. Opponents want us to get the card draw, but we don't mind because that gives us our friend Heron, which we like that. So we're going to mutate that. And we're just going to cast that, and... Well, see what our opponent's got here. If our opponent's got an Extinction event, we're in a pickle. That's annoying. Ooh, Search for Glory. Yeah, I like that. Well, do I like that? Let's see, that leaves us free, which then leaves us free, so... We don't have enough for 4 mana then, that's the problem. I think I'm gonna do this for the weirdest thing to do this for. I'm going to do this for a land. Yeah. Because then what we can do is essentially at the end of their turn, scry. The reason why I'm not doing it for like Vadrok and such is because we couldn't mutate on the turn and such for that, and we really want to try to mutate if we can. Because if we just play it as a normal creature, what our opponent's just going to do is just, well, remove it. But there is a chance we could just win off the Crackerback here, unless our opponent has a really good play. And we win by the Crackback. Okay. Well, I guess that comes to show that you can at least still win by just making a lot of cat tokens. Who would have thought? Anyway. Splendorana to the pepperoni. Ba-doo! Interesting username. Okay, so we got Omen to Omen Pass, we got Baby Godzilla, we just really need a Vadrok and we're good. But yeah, pretty decent hand, and our opponent's playing Lurrus, which could mean two things. It could mean rogues, it could also mean cycling. It could also just be the have a bunch of cheap early enchantment removal to recast with Lurrus, so... We should be on our feet, as the saying goes. Our opponent aggressively mulled there, which... That's interesting to see. We're gonna scry. I don't really need a Sea Dash Octopus. I would like a Vadrok, so... We're gonna throw that on the bottom. So, I'm guessing cycling. Yeah, it's cycling. Yep. Okay. In that case, I think we'll play this now. I don't mind that, but we really need to draw a Vadrok here. Makes sense we're going against this deck, since this has been a very popular deck at the moment. Like, I think it did pretty popular at tournaments this weekend, if my memory serves me correct. One tip, though, with these decks, from what my experience with them, is these are the type of decks that are good, but they are very disruptible with a lot of hand hate shenanigans in the format, so... We're going to cast our Open the Omen paths here now, mostly because we're going to do blue. And we can really just do any color here, so we'll just do red. I'm going to put full control here, just so that they know which mana to use here. So, yeah, we're just going to use one red, resolve it. That way, then, we have enough mana to mutate here. So we're going to mutate on this. I'm going to take the temple out here. I'm going to put it under again, just to be safe. And we just really gotta hope our opponent does not have any removal. Yeah, they're just going for the wide board presence here. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think we just mutate on here now. We'll discard See the Truth. I think I will discard a Snow-Covered Plains. There's our Vadrok, but this needs to survive, is the catch. We're not going to attack in, for obvious reasons. Mostly because we don't want them to have, like, a combat trick or something, and then disrupt our combo. Okay, they decide not to go off for the combo. That's good for us. Because then now we can do this combo. So, we're going to do this. I don't mind discarding another Omen Path. We're going to put that under. We're going to cast Open the Omen Paths. We're going to get blue and red. We'll discard the Omen of the Sea. Actually, no. Do we want to? Actually, we're going to decline on that. Believe it or not, because what we're going to do next is we can actually play Omen of the Seas here. Do some scrying. That works. Yeah, that works. So, we're going to put this on top. Draw that. Then we have enough mana to mutate under this. Now we can discard this. Put this under. We're going to cast Open the Omen Paths. Get mana again. Red and white. We'll discard one of the Doomscar Titans because we have another one in the deck. Okay. We're going to mutate again. We'll discard one of these. Put it under. This time I'm going to play See the Truth here, because we have enough mana to mutate, no matter what we get here, especially if we get another Open the Omen Paths, because we can discard it. Then we can mutate again. That's the one card we wanted to get, so we're going to discard one of these. Going to cast that. Pretty much get red and white. Discard... Actually, we'll just discard a See the Truth here. We'll discard a land. So then now what we're going to do is mutate the Vadrok onto here. We'll discard this Needle Verge Pathway. Put it under. The way I want to do this is make sure that Open the Omen Paths, then See the Truth. Cast See the Truth, draw some cards. Cast the Omen Path. This time we'll do blue and red. There we go. We'll discard a Temple. We'll discard another See the Truth. There we go. So, I'm going to cast another Baby Godzilla to discount our Mutate spell, so we're going to Mutate again. We're going to discard our island here. Discard our Baby Godzilla. Put it under. Open the Omen Paths. See the truth. Red and white. Discard this. Discard this. Discard this. Discard this. Put it under again. Open the Omen Paths. See the truth. There we go. Now we're gonna have some fun. But be careful so you don't overdraw yourself, so we gotta be a little bit cautious of that. So we can't have too much fun with this, but now we can mutate Vadrok onto this. So that now we can repeat this 3 times. So we're going to do open the Omen Paths, open the Omen Paths, see the truth, cast see the truth, red white, white blue. So I'm going to decline, decline. And we have enough that I believe we can just cast Doomscar Titan. And swing in for lethal. And just for fun, we're going to mutate on this. Discard this. Discard this. We're going to put it under. And this time when we cast the 3 spells, we're just going to do open the Omen Paths. Open the Omen Paths. Open the Omen Paths. And like I said, this is the time where you actually choose the second choice. The buff up. Buff up. Buff up. And we'll decline the card draw, decline the card draw. And, well... One, two. We almost milled ourselves out. But we just now did a total of negative 67 damage. This deck is... Oh, man. This deck is silly. Okay, I think we have enough time for one more match, because, yeah. And then we'll have our wrap-up. Okay, so... What deal? And yet again, we got a pretty decent hand here, so I think we keep. We'll play the blue portion of this. We'll probably play this on the red portion, that way we can have Open the Omen Path online. There's our baby Godzilla. Whew. So chances are we're going against Sultai or Esperiorion. So chances are here they have the removal. Apparently they do not, so I'm gonna first scry here. Ooh, that's good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna open and see here. See what we have on the bottom. That's another land. I really don't need the land here. But I do like the mutate creature here. We won't attack in, see what our opponent's doing. So yeah, looks like Esper. There's the Elspeth's Nightmare, as suspected. So... I think I'm just going to foretell here. Hold off doing anything because, well, we're all creatures. And if they want to discard Open the Omen Paths, be our guest. Though... Oh, wait, that actually is bad because of the third step on this thing. Oh, dear. I was not thinking properly on that one. Yeah, I think we just play our Baby Godzilla here. There's another Yorion stuff. So, we get 2 cards exiled from our graveyard, specifically the Baby Godzilla as well as the Open the Omen Paths, which... It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world here. This is where we get into an interesting bit of a conundrum here. Because we could just Vadrok Apex of Thunder for no value, technically, and then just essentially go in swinging. I think the better play, though, is to keep our Vadrok in check. Oh, no, we don't have the second white, so we can't do without that. So, yeah. Really, our only play here is technically this. We want to keep that, so we'll just discard a Sea Dasher Octopus. Mutate again. Temple of Triumph can go. Honestly, we just swing in and see what we get. Okay. I'm guessing Elspeth's Conquers Death, or either just Doom Foretold here. We might also go just with the hard removal, like Heartless Act or something. Or just Doomscar. Okay. Board wipe. Gotcha. Like I said, that's the one thing I will say. This is the reason why I put Showdown the Scalds within the deck design. Because if we get into these awkward matchups where it seems like our combo pieces get constantly removed, and such, we can actually, more or less, just essentially redraw a new hand and, well, that's awkward. That is very awkward. Okay, our opponent puts that in their hand. They put another Omen. Well, let's see what we draw here. Well, we got a Mutate, unfortunately. Even though, yet again, we don't get much value. Unless we get lucky with the draw here, which we did not, so we'll discard the Omen of the Sea here. We're gonna put this over. Oh yeah, I forgot. Omen of the Sea does work with that. I unintentionally did that. That's kind of funny. You gotta appreciate when you accidentally actually do something pretty synergistic. Okay, they might play their second board wipe. No, they're just going with the Orion plan here. Just to make more dudes. Okay, more dudes. Well, that might actually be beneficial to us, so we're gonna Temple. Cup Warden is nice. Cup Warden's nice, though. There we go. We'll let them attack in. And, well... I was worried about that. They get tutor for any piece that helps them out here, so what are they going to tutor for is the question. Probably just spot removals, my logical guess here, maybe a soul shear. No, just a board wipe. Okay. That's not removing our thing. So we cast a open the omen paths. I think I see the truth actually. Discard. Discard. Because then we can do this. Under. This time open. We'll do white and red. We'll discard. We'll discard. This time we'll just do blue and red. Blue, just in case. Do Dream 10 Heron. Put it under. Open the Omen Pass. Blue and white, let's just say. Discard. Discard. do the cheap one here. We'll do red and blue. And here, I'm actually going to play the Baby Godzilla. Oh, we gotta be really cautious here. Okay, how much mana do we have if we decide to Doomscar Titan now? If we Doomscar Titan now, we would have... I think we can do this one more time. Put this under. This time, open the Omen Paths. Let's say blue and white. Decline. And then, let's see, if we mutate one more time, we would be accidentally... Let's look at all our mutations here. So we have 2 mutates, so we'd be drawing those 2 cards, but then we also draw the card with that, so I think here we just actually play Doomscar Titan. And hope that's lethal. Oh, whew, that was close. If I accidentally draw it again, I would have accidentally lost by milling. Oh dear, we actually won that. I can't believe that. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's the first time I did one of these brewing laps where I went 3-0 with a deck. So, yeah. That is Vadrok Mutate. So, like I said, I would throw in some recommendations. If you want to do some tweaking to the deck, you could definitely try some of the omens within the deck design, like Omen of the Forge. I like these enchantment-based card draw and removal because it synergizes well with Open the Omen Path. Also, another thing to keep an eye on is potential sagas. Like, I put Showdown of the Skalds, which, as you can see, did very good in the deck design. But you could even go, like, with maybe even throw in a Birth of Meletis to try to get some more lands and also get another Mutate target, essentially to help you do a little bit more ramping. Like, you can try any of these sagas out within your deck design and such, but you do want to try to keep a large majority. Don't go too crazy with these side options. You still do want the main package of a ton of Mutate creatures, as well as Open, as well as See the Truth. But that is the deck. So, with that in mind, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, just please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the shenanigans. This is LevDev, signing out. Bada beep, bada boop.